let's talk about birth order a little bit.
Uh-huh.
You were the third, so you're the baby, right? Is that what they
I,
say? The last one that's born is kind of the baby of the family.
so it's easy to make up stories and
Mhm.
generalize here. I mean, just saying.
Yeah.
I could have been the baby, but could have been the badass, Mr.
What
Responsible.
were you?
Phil, for you.
I was the baby.
Yeah.
I was the baby. Not only was I the baby chronologically, I was the entry into the family of this little ball of playful emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was that. And my judgment is that there wasn't a lot of that in my family
Yeah.
outside of me.
Playfulness, playful, loving energy.
Or expression. Like, yeah, just real, like letting it all out. Yeah.
Did your brothers kind of in your memory, fall into kind of a classic birth order
Yeah.
archetypes? Like your oldest is the type A, go out there and get it, kind of the ruler of the kids.
The way I'd say it is my dad, strong, silent type, hard worker. He would do anything for the family.
Mm-hmm.
Never about himself, ever. It was
Mm-hmm.
always, and coach baseball, football. Like whenever he had time, he was there as a father, but very few words of affirmation,
Mm-hmm.
no words of emotion,
Mm-hmm.
like none of that. Okay, my oldest brother followed that model and kind of emotionally quiet, but would do whatever my dad, modeled.
He followed your
Followed
dad.
that, follow the rules, do everything that way. And the middle brother was sort of like, didn't have a place, kind of always felt like he was on the periphery, like he didn't have a solid role. But my oldest brother was this. I was the baby, very connected with my mom.
Mm-hmm.
I think my mom was a lot brighter and had a lot more stuff to give than she allowed herself. I turned out she was like an incredible basketball player in high school. I didn't, and me and my other brother and my dad played college basketball. We used to play basketball in the driveway all the time. I didn't find out my mom was such a good basketball player until I was 15 years old. She hid that.
She could have been playing with y'all
She
and
could have been.
schooling y'all at
She could have been.
basketball.
She
Yeah,
could have been.
but she didn't.
But that wasn't there was no space for the woman to do that
To
with the guys.
participate. Yeah.
My heart just is like feels like I don't even know all that she could have. She was a great mom.
Yeah.
She did her role fantastic.
Was she a stay-at-home mom?
She was.
And your dad was the breadwinner.
That's right. It was very traditional.
What type of work did he do?
He worked in the oil industry.
Oil industry.
Yeah, a lot of it was offshore, so after New Orleans, we moved to Grand Isle, which is a little island off of Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
And he would fly on a helicopter and 8 days working, 2 days off, that kind of thing for a long time. Yeah.
Was he gone a lot?
When he was doing that, he would spend 8 days away.
8 days, but before that, when you were in New Orleans.
Well, I was only up to 3.5 years old.
Okay.
I don't really remember.
So
then when I was 3.5, I moved to Grand Isle. I remember those days. And, there were sometimes he would work 7 and 7, or like he'd work more at home.
Mm-hmm.
But so it varied a lot. There were times when he was much more present than other times.
Right.
And when he was present, he would get involved with my sports, He loved supporting that. Yeah.
What was it like having that scenario where your dad would leave for 7 days and it'd be you and your brothers and your mom, and then he'd come back? And then was there any challenge with him reintegrating with the family? Because I'd imagine your mom would have to set new kind of rules and boundaries and expectations when he's gone to,
I honestly, I don't remember that. I don't remember it ever. I want to say, I could point at the things that were not good about my childhood, but I always felt loved, always felt safe, always.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel the big challenge for me was that my family tried to suppress my expression. Like they never, like it's probably very typical for boys not to be encouraged to do artistic work.
That was your experience.
This was my experience. It's like anything like music or art or even just emotionality that was suppressed
By your mom and your dad.
by the whole family.
By everybody.
Yeah, my brothers would mock me when I would, act silly or stuff like that. Like I was a baby, as you're absolutely acting like a baby, even when I was 8, 9 years old.
Being artistic was acting like a baby.
I think that's the message I got.
Or being expressive, being entertaining with...
Trying to encourage more connection. Like, let's feel each other. This is what I think was underneath it, is I wanted to be free to express who I was, and I wanted us to feel that with each other and celebrate it.
Yeah.
My words, right? And no, this was too edgy, too much. We got to keep it cool,
Everybody needs to hold in their emotions.
Yes.
It's very stoic or very kind of...
Stoic is a good word.
Individual people that
do your
hold
work,
and manage their own
focus
stuff.
on your school, do that, make dinner, but none of this. We're not going to dance in the kitchen.
You're one.
My parents would never have any physical displays of affection.
Between them or between you guys?
Maybe I got a few hugs from my mom. Rarely from my dad. There was very little of that modeling. Yeah.